An error occurred. Go live. Okay. We're live. Okay. Just on one of my profiles. Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's Level Up Entrepreneur Session, session 10 out of 10 days that I'm running to help you level up your life and business before the end of the year. And today I have a very special guest with me because as an entrepreneur and as a mentor and consultant working with thousands of entrepreneurs, I realized the past few years through my personal experience and through my clients that one thing that business owners don't really pay attention to at the first stages of their business is who is going to be my trusted financial advisor, my financial consultant, my accountant, what would be their role, how will I pay my taxes, what are my responsibilities, where do I pay my taxes, where will I set up my company, all these things, one day it comes back to haunt you. Either you're losing money or you're making a lot of money, it comes back to haunt you. And what I learned as an entrepreneur, because I'm an entrepreneur for 17 years, I learned that you want this person that will give you the attention, that will have deep knowledge. I love to work with boutique agencies that are people that have the energy to give you the personal attention, the knowledge, the deep knowledge. And this is our guest today, Kyriakos Ramontanelis. He was the right person to invite for this live. Welcome, Kyriakos.
Thank you very much, Pavlina.
Cyprus Audit Services Limited. Kyriakos started from scratch. He has a beautiful boutique firm in Nicosia. Cyprus and in Limassol, you have offices in both cities. Yes. And it's one of the most innovative accounting firms that I met because he came to our bootcamp, our entrepreneur bootcamp, 3 years ago, 5 years ago.
Consistently, every year I was attending to your bootcamp.
Yes, and you already had your app. You have an app. You had an
app.
Yeah,
we have our mobile app, which summarizes all the corporate system here in Cyprus in a very friendly manner.
Mm-hmm. And you came to learn about social media and about how to brand your company, and now you have your YouTube channel. You're a YouTuber accountant as well, which I believe you're the first in Cyprus at least.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yes, and there is so much valuable information on your YouTube channel. I posted the link here. So I want to give you a little bit of an introduction about Kyriakos. Type in if you can see as well, if you can hear us, say hi. Let us know where you're joining from because we are live here. And I just want to know that everything is working on the live stream. So type in the comments and say hi. And if you have any questions, type them in, please, because it's going to be very interesting today. So Cyprus Audit Services Limited is actually our financial accounting and tax services partner now for our online business and branding bootcamp as well, which is happening on the 15th and 16th of December. It's a leading financial services provider in Cyprus. The firm's mission is to make a positive impact on the success and reputation of each one of their clients, and they advise you on the financial, accounting, and tax aspects of setting up and running a business anywhere in the world for achieving maximum benefits. And like I said, the innovative mindset of Kyriakos Ramontanelis has combined financial advice with the social media world. So you run your Cyprus Accountants Academy YouTube channel, providing advice, tips for everyone, right? Everyone and anyone, anything somebody needs to know about setting up and running a business, especially in Cyprus, you offer on your YouTube channel. And we're also going to have it with us at our bootcamp, at a special breakout session for our attendees. And this is like a preview. And tell us a bit about you, Kyriakos, like I gave an introduction, but how did you get started with accounting and how did you progress now and like having this boutique agency? And then I'm going to go into my questions because we have some very interesting things to talk about today.
I started as a science school graduate, but I've realized that accounting was easy for me. So despite being at the science branch of the Lyceum, I was also attending private courses in accounting. So after university, which was at Warwick University in London, I've obtained my training there in the UK with UHY Hacker Young. Several years afterwards, I returned back to Cyprus to set up my own practice. And we've been up and running for several years now. We have several employees, 2 offices. and we are servicing clients from all over the world as well as local Cypriot clients. We provide A to Z services, and those services include accounting, audit, tax, advisory, and day-to-day back office support to our smaller clients.
I actually met some of your clients here in Limassol. You come to Limassol, they're from around Middle East, Europe, like from all over the world. Very interesting.
Belgium, even Russia, Israel, Lebanon. We
haven't met them all, but we were hanging out one day at the beautiful place, the Columbia Beach, and some of your clients were there, and they're very interesting.
Yes.
A lot of high net worth individuals as well that you're servicing here in Cyprus. So great. And let's go into our topic, because people are here for the topic, and then we can talk more about your activity on social media and how you went into that. Now, there has been an article in the media a couple of days ago, like a speculation, a crazy prediction that tech companies like Amazon, like Jeff Bezos, might even consider relocating Amazon to Cyprus. Because recently, like a month ago, one of the ex-CEO of Google, he became a Cyprus citizen. He obtained the Cyprus visa. And now there's a lot of speculation about these tech companies, which actually we have plenty of tech companies already.
We do.
Yeah, we have Gore Gaming, which is a gaming company, and many, many more.
There are many investment firms, there are many tech companies, which the names are not so known because they are not for the day-to-day consumer. There is a huge Japanese company that recently relocated here and is recruiting lots of employees. And Pavlina, you're right. The EU, and especially Brussels are pushing for more regulation for these high-tech companies, especially because they choose where to pay their taxes. So you never know. I mean, as Cyprus being an international financial center, having so many big clients and companies relocating here and headquartering, why not? We're expecting some of the giants to also relocate to this beautiful island, and we, of course, are open for business.
The article was quite, it was from Saxo Bank, this video. It was quite like Amazon buys Cyprus. They are bigger. Actually, they are 4 times bigger than Cyprus.
Of course.
In accounting terms, I don't know how to put it. I want to put it the right way. They're 4 times bigger than Cyprus. They can actually buy Cyprus. So why would somebody wants to relocate their business to Cyprus, whether they're Jeff Bezos or whether they're an individual entrepreneur watching us right now, from a solopreneur from the UK, from Germany, which we have many as well, from Russia. Why would somebody want to relocate their business and essentially their life as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, maybe as a family person as well, bring their family here, or a lot of them are single, bring their lifestyle here, live. Why would they want to come to Cyprus? There are different aspects. There are lifestyle, financial, tax.
There are many reasons. It's a cocktail of reasons, let's say, because some of them may relocate here for different reasons, but there are 4 or 5 main factors that satisfy all of our expatriates or all of our overseas companies that relocate here. So besides the exceptional tax system that Cyprus has, Cyprus also has a very strong judicial system, which follows the Anglo-Saxon common law. And this entrusts the companies to relocate here, as Cyprus is an EU country as well. So it's very important for everyone to understand that taxation is not the only thing that Cyprus can offer. It's the judicial system and the fact that it's part of the EU, so that the investors, the high net worth individuals, as well as the CEOs of the big multinationals out there, they know that if there is an issue, they can go to court, and if they're not satisfied, they can go to the Supreme Court to find their justice. Besides that, as you all know, Cyprus is a beautiful island beautiful, with beautiful beaches, beautiful food. It's easy. The transport is easy. The quality of life is really nice, and people really love it. That's why we have such a big community.
I know, because we live in Lima. I live in Limassol, and there's 50% of Limassol now it's foreigners. They love actually more than Cypriots. They were so in love with the islands, because we take it for granted. We take our weather for granted, our hospitality, our beautiful, the kindness, the happy spirit we have, the history, the culture. But when they come from their countries, which usually are cold and gray.
We have exceptionally educated, exceptionally educated young professionals who have relocated with their families or as individuals just to work for these international companies, so that they might be speaking the same language and what have you. And they've been living in Cyprus, they got their Cyprus passports, and they're happy. I know some of them even got married, they have children, and they're happy. They're enjoying every moment of it, especially in Limassol, because of that difference.
Yes, because we have the beachfront here, but of course we have Nicosia, the capital. It's just that we have a lot here. There is a growing community in Larnaca as well. In other towns in Paphos, it's a little bit different. I know that Limassol is more, right now, all Russian-speaking, I would say, because it's all Russian-speaking countries, oriented mostly the people.
Funnily enough, Pavlina, now that you've mentioned it, yes, Limassol may have a majority of Russian-speaking expatriates or living there. Paphos has a lot of British people. Larnaca has a lot of British and Middle East people. So Cyprus is slowly segregated into small communities of international.
They come into one location first. They form a community, and then they spread. So then they spread around the island. So
there are a lot of Greeks as well who have relocated to Cyprus. Let's not forget about them.
And of course, Chinese. We have a lot of Chinese now. A lot of them, and they're really wonderful people. You go out, you meet them if there is an event. Like I meet a lot of people in Limassol whenever I have the chance to go out, and they're incredibly happy to be here. What do your clients tell you that they love about Cyprus with regards to lifestyle, and also the taxation and all that? What do they express to you?
They love the fact that everything is convenient. They have a high quality of life, so they can do things in the morning, some of them in the morning, and at 8:30 or 9 o'clock, they're sitting on their laptops working either to their local company or to their overseas company or what have you. This is something that they really love. Besides that, they really like the fact that the pace of life is not as fast as New York, London, or any other big city. So they can really breathe, do their work, and have a good social life as well, where of course they enjoy the quality food our restaurants and our hotels offer. Besides that, is the taxation system, as at the company level, Cyprus has only a 12.5% corporation tax with no dividend tax for international shareholders or for local Cyprus tax residents who are non-domiciled. So this is a very strong card, as we say, for Cyprus, as international high net worth individuals can enjoy worldwide dividends just by being in Cyprus for 60 days and by not being more than 183 days anywhere else in any other jurisdiction. And they're enjoying life. I mean, more money, more fun. That's
whether you're like a high net worth individual, as we say, or a solopreneur starting out now, or even an employee in a big company or looking for a job.
Yes. There are many tax incentives, Pavlina. Even if an employee earns more than 100,000, there's a significant tax break at the class of 50%. So they will be taxed at the very low rates. Anyone who relocates to Cyprus from overseas, there are other tax benefits on their salary, on their salary taxes, so they also get the benefits. And also, even for lower paid employees, Cyprus has one of the highest tax-free payroll bracket, which is 19,500 tax-free amount. So if someone earns a taxable amount of 19,500, they will not pay any tax as salary tax. So there are many incentives for all classes of the workforce.
You know, I think with this situation this year that is happening, we're all realizing, more people are going to realize that even huge corporations, that you don't need to have like an office building paying 30,000 euro. Most of your employees can work remotely. Or as a business owner, you can actually run your business from anywhere. Like, it was a big awakening this year. I personally, you've been to our events, we've been talking about this for many, many years, but people made fun of it. And this year, suddenly they wake up and there is a paradigm shift. There is a complete paradigm shift in how we work. And you stay home, your brain reprograms, and then you realize, oh my God, I was going nonstop. I was driving to the office every day. I had all my employees working from the office, paying so much money, but really, we don't really have to do that. Most people can actually perform as well, even better sometimes when they, get over the technicalities of setting up an office at home. They can actually work from anywhere. So there's a huge paradigm shift, and I believe that people will be looking at these, lifestyle locations to relocate to. But
this is what we are targeting now as Cyprus.
But because I've lived in Greece as a Cypriot, and I've been to Bali, and I've been to all these places, that the lifestyle is beautiful, I know that we have some things here that are different. I don't want to talk badly about other destinations, but people don't realize. For example, I will say from my side, and then you can say from your side, the differences with other destinations. That I was in Greece, I was planning to stay in Greece when I was 25 years old, and then came running back to Cyprus when I started my business, because I realized that, for example, here, yes, the tax, like really easy to do your accounting, your taxes, really trustworthy accountants.
Look, I would say it boils down to the fact that Cyprus is a big island and a financial center. That means that you're not bored in a week, in 2 weeks, in 6 months, or in a year, because there are many cities. There is almost more than 1 million inhabitants. There are stuff to do, and you can enjoy the beautiful seafront 8 months in a year, at least.
Right now, on Sunday, we can be at the beach in December, and then at the same time, you can go to the mountains and like wear your jacket and even go skiing if it snows.
So this satisfies the people that relocate here. Then the fact that we have achieved to have some tens of double taxation treaties, more than 70, with many countries, either in the EU or third countries, as well the fact that we have managed to emerge as a financial center, it enables us as an island to have lots of high-quality professionals who are either chartered accountants who did their studies in the UK at the most prestigious universities and Big 4 or Big 10 accounting firms. We have high-quality lawyers who did their barristers in London or in New York or in any other big cities, who all come and relocate back to Cyprus, as well as the fact that being a financial center, we can earn money by servicing companies outside the island. And this is the trick, because we are enjoying what you've just said, Pavlina, the beautiful landscape and everything, but we are earning higher remunerations because the services we offer are at the top level overseas companies.
The one thing that I noticed, especially when I was in Greece, which I love Greece, we're Greeks, but different countries, is that because we are an ex-British colony, we inherited so much from the British. We also inherited the language. And we are all highly educated, most of us in private schools, so we know perfect Greek, perfect English, plus our local dialect. And because our parents, especially our generation, they went through the Turkish invasion in Cyprus in 1974, they wanted to over-educate us. After the invasion, there was a growth in the economy. So all of us went to incredible universities in the United States, in the UK. It was like a prestige thing to send
We're one of the highest educated countries in the world. I don't know the exact what place we take in ranking, but per population, we are highly educated, all of us.
So most of us, like all of us, all our generation, we have degrees and master degrees, and a big percentage of financial consultants, lawyers, MBAs. I'm an MBA.
Yeah, of course. And this is what these overseas companies love about it. They come at the airport. You have someone professional picking them up. You show them the place. You talk at the high level, at the professional level. Everything is straightforward. And because we've been doing this for so many years now, Pavlina, it's simple. The processes have been simplified. And just to make a point here, since we're talking about simplification, our VAT office, our income tax office, our Cyprus registrar of companies as well has also reached almost the top level. Everything is getting automated as we speak. So we are enhancing the process and the stages there as well. So there is a lot to do.
The government digitalizing everything.
Yes.
During this crisis now, everything was done so fast digitally.
Yes.
I mean, I'm reminded now when you said that when you come to the airport and they pick you up, I'm reminded when I went to Singapore, it's the only country that some people, they choose between like the Mediterranean and Asia. It's the only country that, let's say, can compete in professionalism with regards to relocating a company in Asia, but really not so much like the weather even, the humidity there, I couldn't stand it. It's such a thick
But besides that, Pavlina, is so expensive that why should someone relocate in Asia, pay so much money? I mean, it costs more than 4 or 5 times.
You have to live in a tall building. Here you can get like a big, nice house at the same price of a tiny apartment.
With swimming pools.
Yeah, so I love Singapore. If anyone is watching, I love it. But it's like I've been around the world and comparing even the weather and the benefits.
Humidity, you're right. I haven't heard this in our promotions for Cyprus for quite some time. But you're right. Humidity, I've been to Hong Kong myself.
You have to experience it to understand the humidity.
Yes, you cannot breathe. Yes.
And the humidity in Cyprus, which is very little, like there you can't even go out, you sweat like in 2 minutes, but it's a lot of like little details, you know. I mean, in Singapore, the taxi driver that picked me up, I remember I was going to speak at a seminar, he was like selling the country. By the time I went to the hotel, I'm like, I have to move here, you know. He was so well educated. But then I realized I would not, because Cyprus, like comparing so many other lifestyle benefits as well. I don't know about their taxation there, but they have like similar benefits with regards to Asia and the safety and security that we have in Cyprus as well, because it's a very safe country. So
the cost is important for you to mention the cost, because if a jurisdiction costs a third or a fourth to some more known jurisdictions, it means that the shareholders are getting significantly less dividends. Cyprus, especially now with COVID, that the office rentals are down and everything, the costing of operating a business here, I think, is very cheap. I mean, maybe it's among the cheapest in Europe, but you get the top service because you have people like myself or lawyers who used to work in London or New York to service you at the friction of the price that you would pay in London or New York. So
let's talk about you talk about London, and let's talk about Brexit and our UK friends. I have a lot of friends from the UK, all types of levels of entrepreneurs, from solopreneur to people just starting a business to big business owners who are seriously thinking about leaving the UK because of everything that is happening with the current crisis plus Brexit, but they don't know why it would benefit them to be in Cyprus, other than the weather and the sunshine, which is like 340 days a year we have like complete sunshine, which for them it's like healing medicine. They just worship our sun. But what would be the benefits of somebody from the UK? Because now a lot of my friends during this crisis, they're messaging me, I'm thinking to move, you know, what do you recommend? I've had messages a lot from the UK. So
Look, I mean, is what we mentioned earlier on. Firstly, there's a big community of British people in Cyprus. This is because they love the island. They have all invested villa. They have bought houses with swimming pools, and there's a huge community in Larnaca and in Paphos. So, say as far as lifestyle is concerned, that's vetted because they wouldn't, if they wouldn't love it, they wouldn't relocate and come here to retire.
Yeah, ex-British colony, we know their food. They love the Greek food as well.
We even drive. We are the only European country that drives at the same road like the British. So this says it all. Besides that, our law system is the same like the British system. So this adds that safety for their business. If they have a problem or if they go to court, they know a bit what to expect because it's on a case-by-case basis. So their lawyers will find a similar case and they will know the outcome before they pursue it at courts, for instance. And then is a beautiful tax system. Their company, they will set up a company here in Cyprus. They will be paying only 12.5%, not on their turnover, but on their taxable profits, their bottom line profits. And because they're not Cypriots, they will be tax resident in Cyprus, but non-domiciled, which means their dividends will be tax-free. Coupled to this, if they have employees and what have you, there are the tax benefits we mentioned earlier on, where they will also save a lot of payroll taxes. On top of that, setting up a company here in Cyprus is very cheap, is less than 1,700 euros. The accounting, audit, and taxation services, let's say as a rough figure is going to be around 4,000 plus or minus 1,000, depending on the size. If they're a big company, obviously that goes further up. And the local overheads here in Cyprus, obviously you can compare them to London's or even the UK. Rent is very cheap. Office space now with COVID, you can get from 300, 400 until 1,200 for a big office space. The utilities, electricity bills and what have you, may be 500 per month. The minimum wage for Cyprus employees is 870 euros per month if they're full-time. And the social security cost is only 15% on top of their salary. So it's no-brainer. The cost, it will cost them 1/3, I think.
Knowing that you have like a highly educated workforce here, yes.
Of course.
So companies can find the excellent workforce, increase their profits.
Something very important, Pavlina, that is new and we keep forgetting is that we have now a general NHS system, which means that once they come here and then bring their company or they are employees of their companies or they headquarter here and they have employees and they are paying these employees their social securities, it means they are entitled, they will be also paying simultaneously the NHS, our local national health system, which means they can get facilitated for free or with a very little, I'm saying for free because it's not worth mentioning the very low admission payments, 5 euros or 10 euros to get something at the hospital without private insurance. If they want, they can also acquire private insurance. So I can't see.
Incredible. It's like even with this, like this year, I felt so lucky to be on the island. It was like I was in paradise.
If they have a UK company or if they have a company anywhere else in the world, Cyprus has more than 70 double tax treaties, which means that all the income that they will be receiving from that company in the form of dividends or any other, maybe royalties, what have you, is not going to be taxed twice, which means that they can rest assured that they are outside of Cyprus businesses or other businesses that they might have. It is not going to get double taxed, most likely because we have so many double tax treaty agreements with countries within EU and outside EU. So what else would someone want? Easy life, easy comfortable life, easy transportation, 8 months out of 12 of sunshine, low taxes.
You have Kyriakos and Pavlina here as well.
If you feel bored, you can check our channel so that we keep you company.
We have events, we will have events. No, it's paradise. And the handling of the crisis was excellent if you compare to other countries. Because We have very well-organized governments. You can move fast when there's a crisis.
Our hospitals have proven to be solid.
Excellent. Everything was so solid and like one of the best places in the world to be right now, even. Take out the lifestyle and the weather and the taxation in normal conditions. I'm telling you guys, let me say hi to Tadas and Howard from the UK. It is really paradise. If somebody moves here, they fall in love with the island and they stay.
The only thing that we need to say so that people have a fair representation of the island is that if someone is coming from London or from New York or maybe from a big city like Munich or Berlin, a city that has millions, more than 5 million of inhabitants, okay, they might feel that the island is small to their likes because this is an island of 4 cities, the population is 1 million. It takes you 2 hours roughly to drive from one side to the other. This is a package. We are not a big country. We are a very big island.
We don't have like all the options of restaurants and nightlife.
You do, of course you do. Of course you do.
You
but you don't have the millions of people to see queuing in places.
Yes. I mean, the options are
without saying.
If I go to a restaurant every day, I won't be able to go to all the restaurants I want to go.
No, you won't.
But if you want like a more, let's say, easy, quiet lifestyle, if you want a fast-paced, the big city, which
yes,
year and next year is not going to happen anyway.
Yes.
And now it's not happening anyway now because of the.
Yes.
And it's like paradise because you're stuck in New York and in London and you can't go anywhere, and then you have like you can't even get out of the house because it's raining. So. Yes.
Pavlina, the validation of what we are saying is because people like myself and hundreds of other chartered accountants who did their training like myself in London, as well as hundreds of other barristers who did their bar in London or in New York, we were getting very well remunerated, but we've decided that we wanted a better lifestyle. So we all left our positions and we relocated back here. I mean, this is a validation of why we're here and not why we are there.
For us, it's something that we knew from birth, the lifestyle here. Some people are going to start realizing now the importance of having this good lifestyle,
Because death has proven that is not so far-fetched. And this is what I've been reading in the news, that people have these second thoughts, as you very correctly said, about the rest of their lifetime, how they want to live it. They want more quality, maybe they want less remuneration, but higher quality.
Higher quality of life.
Or they don't care about the remuneration at all, as well as they have a normal lifestyle, but somewhere is inconvenient. This is what I read between the lines.
It's really been a big paradigm shift this year for many people. And I feel the island is going to be so warm and welcoming to all these people, and they're going to feel so much joy now that they got out of their constant, this go mode. Let's make more money, running around.
Yes.
I think now, like, it's a very welcome. Everyone is going to think moving out of big cities, anywhere you want to move to. It's just that it's such a welcoming place, and we know it as locals. We are like, in our DNA, hospitable. So let me ask you, if somebody now is thinking about relocating to Cyprus, what are the first steps they should take? Should they seek an accountant, a lawyer? Should they the real estate consultant? Where do they start? Where do they get started?
I think it's very important for them to hire to rent a house or a small flat or something in different cities, firstly, so that they get a feel of the city and whether it represents them. And this is because...
Good idea.
Yeah, because Cyprus being a big island, each city is totally different from each other. That, I have clients who relocated to Limassol, but in their mind, they wanted something more of Famagusta side or of Nicosia side or even Paphos side, something more calm, close to nature. and they are not feeling, they relocated, they changed cities, they were feeling overwhelmed because of the international community, the fast pace of Limassol compared to other cities. So this is very important, yes? Then they should seek advice from a chartered accountancy firm like ourselves, because there are significant tax benefits which need to be grasped or taken advantage of earlier than later, because they have some time lapse. So you might have the opportunity to become non-domiciled, but there is a time frame. You might want to obtain the 50% haircut of the payroll taxes, but there is a time frame that these benefits lapse. So it's very important to sit with a financial advisor, a tax advisor like myself, go through your circumstances, understand your needs, understand what we can take advantage of, and then, yes, do set up your business with our assistance, or structure your group with our assistance so that you fully exploit the tax benefit this island has to offer.
And I
Have
want
a
to
lawyer, of course, is always important.
like my experience is really finding, I love boutique firms like yours.
Yes.
With people that it's a more human approach than the big, if you go, of course, the big companies are great, but I've been
Okay, Pavlina, since you're mentioning it, we need to educate people about this issue, okay? Okay, there are big firms, big accounting firms, big law firms, there are big construction firms, there are big marina building firms, there are big airports. It doesn't mean that each companies can serve every client. They are big because that size can make sense for them to service big clients. It's the same with medium-sized audit and assurance firm and law firms, that they can service clients to their size. It's like what you mentioned at the beginning. If Amazon comes to Cyprus, it will absorb Cyprus. If you acquire a huge client, it's going to absorb your company. You will end up being their employees. So boutique firms or medium-sized firms like ourselves can serve a huge variety of clients, and the very big clients, the known brands that we all consumers know, we cannot service them. They need to be serviced by the Big 4 or Big 10 audit and assurance firm, because they need 50 employees or 30 employees working on their audits, and they need 10 partners discussing their tax issues and their global jurisdiction issues, rather than 2, 3, or 20. So it's important. It means that size approximates to your clientele size as well. So if someone relocates to Cyprus and goes to a big firm, they're obviously not going to get the attention, as you mentioned, they deserve, because it's not because the big firm is doing injustice to them. It's because there is a mismatch, an onboarding mismatch. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I guess that's what I felt. Yes, when I was when I began and I went directly to Big 4, and I wasn't important enough to be given the attention, like this. And then,
or if a client is very educated and very sophisticated, and they go to a very cheap sole practitioner or hereditary area accountant, or someone who is not doing it as a non-licensed accountants, because we are licensed, all professional accountants are licensed, all professional barristers and lawyers are licensed in Cyprus.
What should they look into for a trustworthy accountant? What they should look into, other than asking a friend? If you have a local friend, of course.
Of course.
But, that's the best. What should they look for to find, like,
who is this person that will be advising them? What's their experience? What's their background? Where did they finish? What's the size of their office? It matters. What's their expertise? It also matters, because we have clients from all over the world, and we also have local clients. So we have diversity in our knowledge and expertise. But even with all this knowledge, if something very, very sophisticated comes along, we ourselves will seek advice from the niche experts of that particular transaction that might distort, for instance, the VAT because of the of the circumstances of that particular transaction. So the character is also very important, Pavlina. You need to have chemistry with your accountant. If you don't have chemistry, it's a relationship. You're marrying your accountant for many years.
Yes, and you need to trust them, and they need to also be able to communicate with you. I mean, yes, to understand your mindset.
And also, Pavlina, is not only the head of the audit and assurance firm that is important, but also their employees. Because on a day-to-day basis, our employees are dealing, say, with your employees. So their character and their chemistry, which filters from my personality, let's say, has to be okay with them as well. So it's a match, it's a pairing. Assuming that the technical level and everything is on the same, is given, there has to be a natural, easygoing relationship. And
I tell my clients, you know, my accountant, your accountant is part of your team. It's a very important part of your team. Like the first person you need to hire is an accountant. I hired a cleaning lady when I started, and then it was the accountant, you know, like, you know, if you are a business owner, then everything else you hire. So
there is a catch, like all things in life. With highly sophisticated services, you get what you pay for. In the past, until recently, until the last 5 years, people were of the impression that they could get away by paying minimum amounts or by choosing not reputable or licensed or professionals like ourselves to perform their accounting and tax services. We're not talking about audit services, because for audit you need to be licensed. Now, with the sophistication of our tax, income tax office and the integration that Cyprus now has, and everything is automated, mistakes are obvious and penalties have been arising and have been on these entrepreneurs or business owners' doors, and they caught them by surprise. The VAT in Europe has become so complicated and so difficult that if you don't have a proper accountant, a licensed audit and assurance firm preparing your VAT returns, you might get into trouble. You might not get into trouble these 2 years, so you might be feeling nice that you're paying maybe a bit less, or you have chosen the right accountants. But when an investigation comes along, you will end up paying almost double the fees. And this is because it's not on you, it's on your selection, though, of your professional who is acting on your behalf as an agent, not as a principal. So he has the responsibility up to a level to provide you these services, but all the taxes and all the obligations have to be paid by your company, and if we're talking about VAT, by yourself, by the director of the company. And court proceedings might also take place.
So many things, like I said, it comes to haunt you when you're not careful. And
it's really challenging. It's really challenging.
Yes, I woke up one day and I'm like, it came to haunt me, and I realized how important it was. I had to start over and do it the right way this time, you know, and I really, really pay attention. And that's what I advise to all of my clients. If you have any questions, post them now. I think we've been going for almost 45 minutes, so I want to start wrapping it up. I have a lot of things we can talk about, but let's keep this also like not too long. I mean, we talked about the cost of setting up a company, the profit tax.
Even for funds, Pavlina, Cyprus now is emerging as a very popular jurisdiction for funds, where we are a fraction of the price from Luxembourg, Dubai, and what have you. Our professionals with so much experience in this kind of stuff, they have set up the structures in such a way that the fund can incorporate it here and be externally managed, which means that other managers will be running the fund, and it means that it will save the fund settlor a lot of money for setting up this vehicle. This also means that We have also managed, and we can create funds where the banks will be outside of Cyprus if the bank security of the client's funds and the investment portfolio and the assets under management is of concern to the investor. So this is something else that Cyprus is, and us as professionals, we're trying to get out there, that our regulator is on board. We have easy solutions, fast solutions for the opening of funds, either internally managed, which are the most expensive funds because the whole operation has to be self-sustained, or we have come up with solutions for externally run funds, which is cheaper and is what investors prefer for the first 2 years until they get a feel of the regulator here in Cyprus, get a feel of the operation of the fund from Cyprus, and then they can change the fund into an internally managed fund.
I mean, if we go into this kind of schemes, we have many for investors as well. We have another scheme for a startup visa. We have another scheme for movie producers now for low taxation. We have something new that the government is introducing now that I read about companies that will relocate and will pay a minimum salary.
From third countries, it's going to be easy for them to relocate without asking too much questions in the immigration. And depending on the turnover level, they can bring as many managers from their initial country. This has not been finalized yet because at present they haven't added any tax benefits to the structure, but it's in progress.
Okay. So
there are many tax benefits
for your industry, because yes, there are different industries that are really the fund managers.
Tech companies can pay IP blocks only 2.5% effectively, which is nothing. We have a lot of tech companies who relocated here and they are developing software just because of that. Most of them are residing in beautiful Limassol, but there are some in Nicosia as well. What else? I mean, it cannot get better than. I mean, these tax rates. Our listeners need to understand that we are an EU country, fully regulated, fully compliant with the OECD model, fully compliant with all the EU directives and regulation. We cannot be unfairly competing against the other EU countries. Therefore, 12.5% is nothing. I mean, it cannot be 0% and have all these benefits. It would be too good to be true, like all things in life. So
it's just that we are a service-based economy.
Yes.
Because of the structure of this island, so we focus on providing these services.
Yes.
It used to be a hospitality economy, a tourism economy, and now, this is what we do well.
Our bread and butter, I would say.
Yes.
Tourism and professional services, which means legal, accounting, back office support, and all the other industries that come with it when you're serving international companies who relocate, is our bread and butter here in the island.
So if you want to get the consultation or advice, contact Kyriakos, add him. I have tagged him here on Facebook, on LinkedIn. You can Google him, go to cyprusaccountants.com.cy. I want to talk a little bit about our bootcamp, which is just 4 days. The online business and branding bootcamp. We have you as a partner, as our financial tax.
I'm very excited about it. It's my first bootcamp where I'm actively participating.
This is something new that Awaken Space is doing. We've been thinking about, how to incorporate more, not only the international speakers that we bring, who bring the motivation, the knowledge, and the branding, but real practitioners, especially people who are entrepreneurial, they're practitioners, and they have been to our events as well. So I wanted to share a little bit your experience with our bootcamps and why you chose to be our partners. We chose you, of course, because we select who is going to be at our event. You're going to be there to answer questions specific to our audience and to educate, like for a small breakout session, and then they can, contact you for a consultation. But tell me a bit about your experience from attending our boot camps and why you're so excited to be part of this.
Look, the first boot camp I have attended was 3 years ago, maybe it was 4 years ago, one of your boot camps. And I remember obviously it was the same time frame, 10 in the morning until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I think it lasted until 7. And I drove back to Nicosia, and I was
questions at the end. We stay around,
yeah. I was so hyper that I couldn't sleep in the evening. My brain was going to explode. I was running algorithms, scenarios, ideas. And then I woke up in the morning. I even remember it today. Very excited. Got a nice shirt on. Drove to the hotel and participate to the second day. And really, I mean, for me personally, I didn't even have a clue that such things existed in Cyprus. I mean, these are the boot camps that you kind of see on the telly in the USA, or with the big, with the known people that
Tony Robbins, etc.
Yes. Yeah, Tony Robbins, where they boost the audience as well. Anyway, that was my experience. After that, I've obviously attended another 2 boot camps. I've never missed a boot camp. Mm-hmm. And I've put in practice quite a lot of techniques. I think as much to the extent possible, I've applied them to my business. Yes.
Yes, there's always more to learn and more to apply. But when you get the strategy, when you understand it, then you can really use social media to grow that brand, especially like any company now, even the big 4, they're looking into how to go digital and doing their webinars.
But they started already. I see them. Look, Pavlina, I wouldn't be a partner in this event or participating. Obviously, we have a reputation. We have hundreds of clients globally, locally, and globally, and we are an audit and assurance firm, fully licensed. If I didn't believe in this, and I truly believe in this, because the bootcamp gives you, it's a shock, especially to all of us, and especially to in more traditional industries like ours and lawyers and back office service providers. Mm-hmm. But as well as a community here in Cyprus. We are more reserved, more traditional.
Yes.
But unfortunately or fortunately, I myself personally, I never had a Facebook account for Kyriakos. I created it for our firm here, the audit and assurance firm. And after the bootcamp, I really started posting stuff. So it's going to be a shock for the attendees, which I urge everyone to come and participate, because initially it's going to be a shock. That's for sure. It was a shock for me.
How did I not know these things?
No, it's not that. It's not that. It's the fact that it's a completely different world that you didn't have a clue about, and there's so many things going on, and you've been sleeping, working home, going home without having a clue what else you could be doing to increase the turnover of your business. Mm-hmm. So this is the first shock that I took. Mm-hmm. And with the right mentoring, Pavlina, what mentoring did with you guys, for me personally, besides the teaching and the stuff, is the fact that you get the confidence. For me, this is the most important thing that I have absorbed from the mentoring, is that you get the confidence that yes, you can do it. I did it. I make millions. And check me out.
You have somebody to guide you, somebody who knows. Yes. Like I come to my accountant.
Yes, of course.
You give me the confidence in my finances. You go to a mentor for your money.
But for me, it was the confidence, because the cynics or the people who are not doers would say la 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 la. But the doers, or the ones who created the company themselves from scratch, these are the people who should attend your conferences. CMOs and business owners, or maybe sole traders and smaller entrepreneurs, but people who actually did things from nothing. Because these people will understand what you're saying, yes, and they will apply them because we all want to increase our turnover. And you're giving the strategists one avenue, which is the digital way of increasing your turnover. There are other ways as well, but your niche and your target and the emphasis and the focus on this event is on that avenue, where in Cyprus it's at primitive stage. Yes, that's why we created our own YouTube channel, our own Facebook channel, and what have you.
Yeah. I mean, it's not only in Cyprus, it's around the world. A lot of people are just getting started with this as business owners.
Okay.
And a lot of people even, Kyriakos, there is this mindset I hear a lot. I'm going to start my business, or I have somebody running it for me. And then
everyone says this. Can I say something, my comment? Because even my friend, I had a conversation the other day, because at our YouTube channel, Cyprus Accountants Academy, we haven't played our interview yet. I will play it as well now before the event. We have invited several business people, local business people here in Cyprus. If some of our international clients and associates and acquaintances accept, we will also interview them as well. They told me, yes, you are an accountant, but why are you doing the interviews? It's not your job. Why don't you find someone to do this? And this is what you're saying. And this mentality on this avenue, if someone chooses this, doesn't work. If you don't do it, if you are not the authority as you correctly teach, and you are personally doing it, you're not going to do anything, not because it's not achievable, it's because it's not sustainable. It takes too much time to delegate. It has to be authentic. The complexities involved.
It's about your personal brand. I mean, Elon Musk goes on stage, and Steve Jobs used to go on stage and present. It's a personal brand in front of the company, and people want.
Imagine if this person that you pay good money or maybe low money decides that they're going to do something else. Then what? You're going to find another person?
Hire a TV presenter to present your accountancy firm? You can't, because you have.
If he gets bored and says, I don't want it anymore, what? You're going to find another one, and then what? You are messing up everything. Also, the logistics behind it, writing it or understanding it, reading it, how it's communicating, then montaging it, or who.
You can delegate all the production, you can have a content creator, you can have this digital team, but you as a business owner, you are the brand that represents a company, or the personal brand in front of the company. You have the expertise, and when you put yourself out there, that's how you build the trust. Whether you're a huge corporation or a small one, or one-person company or a small agency. On the other side, a lot of business owners, a lot of my clients, when they come to me, they think they have been delegating and they haven't been getting results because themselves, they didn't know what they should ask for. And when they understand, when they come to our bootcamps and then they take the mentoring and they understand what they really need, then they can delegate to the right team as well to do the execution.
The VIP tickets I've given, the business owners and the founders, they've given me the promise that they will sit 2 days and then with their staff, and then they will delegate. Because it's what you're saying. If they don't understand, it's no point even giving them the VIP tickets and having an employee watching the bootcamp. Mm-hmm. They need to understand
themselves.
The philosophy.
I mean, in our mentoring, in our bootcamps, they come with their employees, or when we get the mentoring, they bring the team with them. Sometimes I meet only with the team, sometimes with the owner, sometimes the external agency comes in.
Yeah, of course.
When we do consulting, because I can't be mentoring and they're learning new things, and then the agency does old-fashioned.
Of course, I get it.
They can communicate. So the business owner does need to know, and all the most amazing business owners in the world, they're great marketeers, and they always have mentors. And let's close it here because we're coming to an hour. And I want to say that we have very few tickets left. It's only €47, the normal ticket, 97 the VIP, where you have extra Q&A sessions for our online business and branding bootcamp. Like, we've given you everything you need to know. It's like you shouldn't even be thinking about it. It's going to be 2 days that they're going to give you so much power, so many strategies and ideas.
If they want to increase their turnover, Pavlina, is the minimum. I mean, to be honest, the tickets I think are very low for this event.
Yes, we give. I mean, the value should be $497 at least for the basic ticket and $997 for the VIP. It's just because we have our partners and because of this situation this year, we're keeping the prices low for this bootcamp. I'm not promising that the prices are going to be like that for next events, okay? Because it's a bootcamp. It's a bootcamp. We can work together for 2 days. Okay, it's not one of those conferences.
You need to understand that the people need to understand that they will take part of this. It's not going to be a TV show that they want to sit and watch it. There will be
a random conference with like you sit there and you get bored. It's interactive. Okay,
the people that are coming from overseas, they have lots of money. They have dedicated their time to help our audience here to increase their sales. They will be answering questions. There's so much value to this event. I think you should put the prices up.
We should. Yes, so there's still a few seats left. You still have time to book. Go to onlinebusinessandbranding.com. It's here. It's on my screen here. Check out Kyriakos at cyprusaccountants.com.cy. It's his website. Or go on YouTube to check out, subscribe to his YouTube.
Cyprus Accountants Academy.
Accountants Academy. And you will get like a lot of knowledge on your accounting. Contact him if you want the consultation, if you're serious about working with a serious accounting consultancy, financial consultant. Contact him, and looking forward to seeing you all at our bootcamp. It's going to be amazing. Looking forward to seeing you, Kyriakos. Thank you so much for joining today.
I'm very excited about it.
Valuable, and I'm very excited that it's this kind of live because it's so valuable for our audience.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you so
much. Thank you, Pavlina, for the great promotion, and we are very excited to be part of this.
Thank you, and yes, see you all soon. Bye for now.
Bye.